Do you also like a shiny solid axle, old school, but you're afraid it might not drift competitively? Well, I may have the solution for this. So after I built this Slide Trike, I now built this solid axle RC drift car. So I wanted to have a solid axle RC drift car, but I found that there are not many options to choose from. And also, if you find any, they are not particularly well made, or not with nice materials and not so competitively. So my challenge was to build one with a nice solid axle, of course in aluminum, and also it had to be competitive. And to do that, I needed the weight bias to be like around 65% in the back, which is what I achieved with this one here. The axle is actually fully machined aluminum axle. It's actually made for a crawler, but I did some machining work to it and shortened it so it would fit our wheelbase for our standard RC drift cars. I then designed everything in CAD software. Made several iterations of this, which I 3D printed, and eventually I ended up with this one, fully made out of carbon fiber and aluminum. And this one, yeah, it fits Yokomo front end. So any Yokomo front end for normal YD2 you can fit here. The whole pattern will correspond to that. In my case, I put now a shark front end on it. Since I wanted to make this for myself anyway, and I needed some custom parts made, I decided to order a few extra, not just one for myself, so I have some for sale now. The design is made in such a way that actually as much as the weight as possible sits in the back, so of course the axle itself is some weight, but then also the ESC is right underneath the body mounts here, and the battery will sit here in this compartment, which you can adjust by unscrewing this, and then you can move this back and forth. If you have a different battery, you plug in the plugs just like this, and it's made in such a way that it sits as low as possible. So when this suspension is fully compressed, the top of the axle will just not hit your battery, which will be laying here. So there's no material anymore in between, just to optimize everything. And the motor, you see that the motor sits here. Right after it, the battery sits, and right after that, the ESC sits. So everything is nice and in line and as far possible to the back. With this, I achieved approximately 65% of the weight in the rear and 35% in the front, which is perfect for RC drifting. And I can really drift competitively with this one. The cool thing about having a solid axle is whatever you do, however the car will roll or pitch, your contact patch of your tire will always stay the same. You see, no matter what the car does, always your two tires will just stay in full contact and flat to the road. As you can see, I designed the links in such a way that they arrive perfectly perpendicular to the axle. So they have as much travel as possible, even though you don't really need it. It's a drifter. I mean, you're not gonna go crazy with tilt or anything in this, but it's designed really, it's optimized in its design. That's why it took me a few iterations to get it the way I wanted it to be, like this. And you see that in my case, I put the receiver here and the gyro on the opposite side. And you cannot really see it, but there's a cutout underneath this whole block, which goes all the way through on top of this frame, let's say, where you can put all your wires through from this side to the opposite side, so you don't have to, you know, go around here and have some ugly wire sitting around. I tried to make it a bit stylish as well. And I also foresaw multiple holes to mount the shocks, so you can mount them more upright or more slanted like that, and higher and lower. But the middle holes, they are made for standard shocks, 57 millimeters length. Changing a spur or pinion is not that difficult because this area is pretty accessible. As you can see, I put a standard 10.5 turn motor in this, which I also put in my other drifters. The gearing here is slightly different because the standard Yokomo has a 2.6 ratio in the gearbox, and in this case, well, the gearbox is actually inside of the solid axle, and the ratio is 2.9. Now this frame is designed and it's to be super stiff, so there's no flex in it whatsoever, especially because of these strengthening cross braces that are here. If you remove them, then there is some flex in the frame, which you can also perfectly drive without them, but I kind of like them like that. I've already driven mine for many miles without any issues whatsoever, so no wear, no problems whatsoever, nothing broke, nothing failed, nothing binds, everything runs smoothly and keeps running smoothly. It's just really good. I put the fan mount here. Actually, you can take the fan off as well, just unscrew these and take the whole, fan off. But I put it here just so you can have a cooling fan aimed at your motor. And I also placed it here because this is typically where the cabin sits. So you have height underneath your body shell in this location. Elsewhere, you don't really have that. So typically the trunk would be, here. So here you need it to be flat. That's also why I placed my battery plugs further to the front and not directly here, and place the battery like this, because typically the trunk sits here and that's in the way of the trunk. So as you can see, I can put multiple bodies on this, no problem. Fitment is nice. All of them fit. But I kind of like this one because I cut off the rear bumper here and you can really see the solid axle sitting there. So if you look at it from behind, it's really satisfying to see this shiny, nice solid axle. So like I said, I had a few more parts made than just this one for myself. So I'll be selling some kits. I don't know how many yet. If it's successful, then maybe I'll make more. For now, I only have a few on sale. We'll see. And this is what the kit would look like. So now I assembled it all, by myself already, but the idea is that it would come in a kit and you do the assembly yourself. And I will foresee all the parts needed for this exact kit as you see it over here. So it comes with basically everything you would need to build your own. Everything in carbon fiber and aluminum, the links, everything is there, even your body post mount for in the rear, a mount for your fan. You just basically need to bolt a front end of a Yokomo YD2 on it. Assemble your shocks from here to here. Put your battery, put your motor, put your fan, put your ESC, and a spur gear and a pinion, and you would be good to go. And if you're worried about the center prop shaft wearing out or failing or whatever, you shouldn't be, because you can just order these. This is not a custom part that I made. I used the existing part for that. In the axle at the moment, there is it's solid, so there's no differential in it. It's a locked diff, let's say, in there. I think if you want, you can actually assemble a differential of a HPI Wheelie King in this, or mod it in with not too many modifications. But I didn't do it so far because it drives perfect just the way it is now. And in case you decide to buy one of these kits off me, then I will send you a link to an instruction video where I built this one up, so you can just follow it along. So guys, I hope you liked it. I really enjoyed doing this. I spent my whole Christmas break on this, designing it, making iterations of it, testing it, and making another iteration until I ended up with this, which in my eyes is really pretty good. It's, I think, as good as I can get it. So I hope you enjoy, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, or look in the description of this video below if you want to have one of your own.